Thank you, StreamYard, for telling me that I'm live along with Carol.
Good morning, everybody.
How are things up in sunny Canada? I hope
Oh,
they're
it's
sunny.
actually sunny today. It's actually sunny today. It's supposed to be a decent day.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you were that rainy.
Yeah. Today it's going to get up to 20 degrees Celsius,
Ooh,
which is warm. It's like a high 70s or something like that.
whoops, that should be nice, right?
Yeah, I hear echoes.
I'm just, I took care of it, boss.
Uh,
It's all taken care of. I forgot to turn the volume down. Are they still
uh,
there?
no, all good.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yep.
I hear an echo.
Nope.
Yep.
You
I
hearing
have.
that?
Wait a minute.
I don't have anything open.
Well, I'm turning everything off now, other than the StreamYard, and I have an echo.
I don't even have TV on. Good
Hello,
morning. Mia.
hello. Oh. Hi, Mika. You don't hear the echo.
Good morning, Gail. No, I don't hear an echo at all.
Well, then I'll have to just put up with it, won't I? That's interesting. But now it's stopped.
No, maybe it was a delay.
Everything's a delay.
I
My whole
know.
life.
This morning it's like, whoa.
Good morning, Ruth Lamb.
Good morning, Ruth.
We were talking about Nova Scotia yesterday.
Yes, we were. Nova Scotia, PEI, all of that fun places out there on the East Coast.
I think I told you that there's a Canadian airline that has set up shop here locally that's going to be flying direct nonstop from Melbourne, Florida to Nova Scotia.
Oh, wow.
Nonstop. And Nova Scotia, Manitoba, and I want to say Toronto.
Newfoundland?
No, no, no
Or is it
Newfoundland.
just going into Nova Scotia and then you got to travel to everywhere else?
Yeah. Halifax, obviously, they're flying into Halifax, which is the main airport. That's where but we have airlines like that come in and they last maybe a year and then they fade away.
Hurry. Oh,
It's
there
a
you
lovely airport. It's a lovely little airport. And, there's no lines. Going through security is easy. It's a great airport. Parking is inexpensive. And you can fly out of Melbourne into Atlanta, Georgia, and then go anywhere in the world, but there's very few direct flights. Good morning. Did I say good morning to Gail? I think I did. Is anybody there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just Mika, Ruth, and Gail.
Okay. All right. All right.
And Mika just finished cooking up, batch cooking. She likes to cook ahead, so she just has to take it out of the freezer and eat.
If I were cooking responsibly for myself, I would do that too. Miss Lena.
Hi, Lena.
Hi, Lena.
I have to catch up on your last video.
Yes, I was talking about it.
Was about the what is it called? The video she was doing all those fancy borders and
Yes.
What's the name of the show?
What show?
That she's doing that painting from in her book.
I don't know. But she's making her own show.
The Power of yes, I know she is, but I was talking about the other one she was
Oh,
the Power of the Ring or something like that.
Oh,
Rings of
Rings of Power. Rings of Power. That's on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get to watch it yet.
I haven't watched it, but I was talking about her, Lena, your original with the great aunt or the mean
Oh
aunt.
yes, the aunt. Yes.
That's so funny. Hi, Allison. Haven't seen
Hi,
you in
Alice.
a while. Hi, so great to see
Allison and
you.
Mitz. Hi, Mitz.
It's good to see you. Well, as she was reading about the auntie, the great auntie, or are you familiar with Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy?
No.
Well, maybe Lena's. I don't know. It just kind of reminded me. It was a little of. It sounded like what she was reading yesterday. To me, sounded a little bit like a cross between Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy and Doctor Who. Don't ask me why, but that's, I don't know. That's what came to my mind. So, and I can't now remember the character of Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but the number 42 is looms large in Hitchhiker's Guide to the
There,
Galaxy.
I put in Lena's YouTube. If you haven't checked out Lena's art and her,
Oh my gosh, yeah, you got to get over there.
you must
Yeah,
go there.
yeah, yeah. It's kind of, well, it's kind of like you, Lena. It's off the wall. And the guy that wrote its last name is Adams, and my son loved it. Absolutely, that was his. He loved Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. It's kind of zen-like. It's off the wall. I think you would love it. It just anyway. We've got 10 people in here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and read our little excerpt from Robert.
All right. While you're doing that, I'm going to listen and get my tea.
Okie dokie. This is a short one, folks. And again, there's no titles. Maybe should be the challenge. After we read it, we should give it a title. But you know what? Before I even read it, I'm going to write red on the top. So I'm not sure whether I've read this to you, because I've read it to me. And sometimes when I read it to me, I don't know whether I've read it just to me or to you. So, there is a bench in the city where I live. Its structure is simple. 3 slabs of smooth gray granite, each 6 inches thick. The seat piece is 16 inches wide by 42 inches long. The 2 supporting legs are 16 inches high. Having checked with a compass to be certain, I can tell you that the bench has been carefully aligned so its long side faces east and west, and its 2 ends point north and south. This sturdy seat was placed with purpose on the highest ground, on the highest hill in my city, so that when the sky is clear on a summer's morning, you can see almost 60 miles in 3 directions while sitting on the bench. West lies Puget Sound. East, the mighty Cascades run free. North is the university. South, a great tree. All things were loved by me. These words are chiseled into the edge of the bench and on an epitaph, for the bench is in fact a tombstone in a cemetery. And I would take you there to sit if I could. You wouldn't feel uncomfortable sitting on it, I promise. You wouldn't even notice what it was at first. It's right on the edge of a paved lane that curves through the burial grounds, placed so that you are clearly invited to use it. The closest living thing is a dawn redwood tree, comforting in its great age and size, a stout and worthy companion. The placement of this bench, the words on the edge, the consciousness of the view, all say that someone went to a lot of trouble to be useful in death. A parting gesture of quiet generosity has been made. In over 25 years as a clergyman, I have been involved in hundreds of funerals in the dying that went before and the burial that came after. There is an inevitable narcissism therein, a focus on self, what I want for my funeral, what I want done with my body, and what I want for my epitaph, a very human holding on to identity as long as breath and granite last. The monuments left behind in the hollowed ground serve to separate the dead from the living and the dead from one another. For me, tombstones are markers of loneliness. But this bench I speak of is another story, unique, no name, no conventional epitaph, and no dates. Just an unspoken, open invitation for anyone to sit and think. What marks this grave is the gift of silent companionship that bridges loneliness. In all the cemeteries I have visited around the world, I have seen nothing like it, nothing so fine. That bench has become a spiritual retreat for me over the years. I know that I am not the only one to use it, for once I found a note taped under the bench, not for me, for a young woman from a young man who was in love with her and wrote her careless poetry with great passion. No, I'm not sorry I snooped, and yes, I put it back as I found it. And no, I didn't hide in the bushes to see who came for the note. The secret lovers have enough to worry about as it is. Twice I have shared the bench with strangers. I can't explain how we each knew the bench was important to the other and that company was welcome. We just knew, that's all. We sat in silence and went our ways. And it was on that bench, the summer morning after my 50th birthday, that I came to that moment in life when one crosses over from the abstract intellectual knowledge that all human beings die to the active realization that I will die. Me, Fulgrim, will not be sooner or later. Not only did I realize that I will die, but I walked away thinking, well, it's okay. I connect that moment of enlightenment with the peculiar sanctuary of the bench and whoever provided it. I accept the challenge of my unknown benefactor to also leave behind some gift for the living instead of a useless stone marking personal real estate. That bench will last hundreds of years. Many people will sit on it and think not of the name of its owner, but of the nameless joys of this sweet life in the mystery of death and how utterly amazing it all is. And that somehow, sometimes, things are just as they should be. So there, a special bench. That's kind of cool. I like that. So good morning to
Good morning,
everybody
Andrea.
that's
Hi,
come
Ned.
in. And Andrea's on top of it. Have we all thumbed? Have we all thumbed, ladies? I like that phrase. That's a good one. Have we all thumbed? All right.
Maybe you should give an make her a moderator. Have an extra one.
Who?
Either Lena or Andrea or
Are
Nettie,
you nervous?
Mitzi. Well,
Okay. All right. Mitzi, do you mind? Do I have to do it over here, right?
on the YouTube side, yeah.
Okay. All righty. All right. And
Nettie.
I hate to pick somebody if they don't want to.
Nettie has a thumb up.
Oh, Nettie. Oh, Nettie.
It's just because I don't have my eyes on it 24/7. So in case it's always better to have a couple than.
Oh, I know. And, I don't know where Bex is this morning.
Yeah, maybe she's not feeling good.
Yeah. I made Nettie a moderator, but she didn't turn blue. Has she turned blue for you?
Well, when she comments again, Mitzi says mine. She lost her sound for a moment. She didn't hear you.
For modding mitts. Mika says for modding mitts. Modding mitts. I lost my. Oh, there's Nettie. Okay, thank you, Nettie. I've done the I put up the shield I don't know what else to call it. The shield against the, and Carol, we haven't seen those idiots in a while, but Carol said that they popped up. She saw them, yesterday you said you saw them?
Yeah.
So they're, the idiots are out again. I haven't seen them in ages. So Carol made sure I went in and did the security thing. So only usins can be here. Only us subscribers can be here. Oh, you're saying yes, Mitz? Okay, let me zing you, zap you. I'm gonna turn you blue. All right, you're blue. Blue on blue. Okay, so last week I had planned to do what we're doing today, but I was out, I was rusty, and I'd been on, away for a week, and so I gonna do it this week. And it's a jour de fille thing that I saw that she did. And so this is inspired by jour de fille. And I reached out to Carol and I sent Carol the link and I said, Carol, what do you think? This is kind of cool. And Carol,
oh my God, we played all day yesterday.
Yeah, and then I said, well, instead of typing about it, why don't we just get together? So we do this quite frequently. We just go on StreamYard and do a private, thing, and we play. And we played all afternoon. And because I wanted to make one as a prototype for today, because I don't like doing things, like without trying it, even though I've done that on occasion, and it very rarely ever turns out well. So I will leave the link and all of that in the description when we're done. But it's she's made color swatches out of watercolor, but then she kind of mixed medias them, adds collage and bits and pieces of stuff, and then ends up with what's it called? Fast, slow stitching. It's not fast, flow.
Fast flow.
Okay, I want to say fast, slow stitching, but it's stitching with the sewing machine. And I have mine covered, and I know Carol's hiding hers because we're going to do the big reveal, and we're going to make a couple of them today. And she makes them out of watercolor paper, but Carol's going to show you that there's other options. So this is how mine turned out, and they're just so much fun to make.
You're going to make yourself bigger so they can see.
Well, but you need.
I will eventually, and then you can swap me over.
All right. I'm going to make myself really big.
There you go.
There you go. So this is it. And if you look, here are the color swatches. They're here. They are down below here. And when she puts the watercolor down and she adds a little gold. And there's some Happy Meal here.
Yeah.
Nettie's right here. This is Nettie, a transparent sticker that Nettie sent me. So Nettie's on it. And I think here's a Nettie.
So you wanted to call these our soul sister.
Yeah, I'm gonna call it a soul sister
swatches.
Swatches, because I was gonna cut out like this kind of stuff to put on it, but then I've got all this Happy Meal, so I think I'm gonna make mine with Happy Meal, bits and pieces of Happy Meal, that I'm just gonna stick on here, and that's my plan. So let me go back to being little, and Carol will show you and tell you what she made hers out of. I got to make you big. Let me make you. Let me wait. I know how to do this. Here we go. I'm getting it. I remembered.
Yay! Oh, so this is what I've done. I made mine half sizes because I had some watercolor paper like this size already, because I was doing like postcard size pictures. So what I did was, you're supposed to cut these a certain diameter, but instead of doing that, I just tore mine into 3. So what I did was, this is the back side. This is my watercolor paper, or a mixed media paper would work, or cardstock, something like that. It's heavier, but I used material, old papers from a newspaper. I used Janet's, what the heck did she call it? Something dye. I'm looking for it. Wait. It's red geranium dye, and that's this stuff here that she dyed her paper. Here's my transfer on material. And then these came from Nettie, this invisible sticker, see-through.
We went wild for those, didn't
And,
we?
and what's really nice about that is, Nettie, it was perfect. That was my birth year, 1960. So that was really cool. I really liked that. And then Nettie also sent a sticker thing that I had sewed on to other fabric, and I put that on. But my watercolors behind, and then I used some washi tape, and I used a sticker. So most of this is Happy Mail that I got and that I used, and I even tore this off of Janet Nash envelope. And then this one, I had stuff from Christy Biddleson that she had sent, and I took and tore some of that up and put on it. Some more of the old papers, bits and pieces of an envelope from Janet Nash, I'm thinking, because it came with her Happy Mail.
Mm-hmm.
And then another Nettie transparency and more stickers. And then I stitched on this one. So you can see the stitching on this one. And then I did a sticker, and then I just doodled, and I used my Posca pen, and I used a black marker, and then I splatted gold.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I did on mine.
Yeah.
Those are my 2.
It was so much fun to make. Oh my.
And I think I'm going to stitch on this one because I really do like the stitching, I think.
Yeah, I like this
I
stitching
think
too.
it adds a little bit more to it. But
Just
I
another
did,
dimension. It's another little piece of,
so I did some extra doodles and stuff. But
and I haven't done any doodles, but I zigzag stitched, and let's see, someone told me they like it better this way.
that way, that's really big. That gives us this much room to play. That's it.
Yeah, well, someone was telling me that
It's going to make it difficult when you've got stuff going on around the desk.
Okay. Well, someone, all right. I zigzagged and straight stitched, so. All right.
Well, Anne's not zoomed in. That's why. Anne isn't zoomed. I'm zoomed. I zoomed in. That's why Anne looks further away than I do.
And now we're both equal.
Well, no, they're still saying you're further away because your camera isn't zoomed in close enough.
Oh yeah, my camera doesn't zoom.
There, that is what they're looking for.
Okay, is that better, folks? Okay. All right. I manually zoomed it in because my camera's not behaving itself, and Carol and I are trying to figure that out, and we haven't. But
well, I mean, I'd have to zoom back out and be further away if we do it the other way. And then it only gives you this much room to work on camera.
Right. Someone was, that's okay. All right. It's fine. Okay.
I'm just thinking people want to see what we're doing other than just putting things on,
Yeah.
That's the difference between the landscape and bringing it up in portrait, because that's a portrait. So when people are asking for portrait, yes, it is, but then you don't get to see any of the stuff that goes on around, and we have to zoom out further.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Okay. Good morning, Dixie. And so I have my watercolor paper, and it's the prescribed amount. Well, I don't, what she was using, Arteza mixed media paper. This is watercolor paper. And Carol, you used book pages.
I
Yes.
do have book pages ready. I've done a little bit on book pages to
And you
start.
were pleasantly surprised how well they worked, even though it's really thin
It's,
paper. So
you look at the back now that it's
like newspaper.
it,
Yeah.
it really didn't come through that much. So even if it did, it wouldn't matter because I think it would just add to the character on the back side.
So the point is, if you don't have watercolor paper or mixed media paper, then you can use any paper, pretty much anything you want to use, right? For the most part. And I'm going to use my, is it
Kuretake, Kuretake.
Karataki watercolors for this, because they're really they're very vibrant. And these are some of the colors I'm gonna swatch.
Yeah.
I never say that right. Swatch. Think of
And, and I'm using Holbein, M. Graham, Paul Rubens, and Daniel Smith.
And this actually has everything I need because it has gold at the bottom. So, because you need a little metallic gold. Oh, yes, step by step, slowly.
Yeah, they said they want to see it all.
Want to see it all.
Zoom
That
out
was
just
a Abbott and Costello routine. And I think Abbott's in jail and is a crazy guy. I can't remember but it was an old vaudeville thing, I guess.
there.
I'm pushing things until they fall off my desk. I'm trying. Oh, that's just.
I cleaned up my desk this morning just because,
I didn't.
so I could have everything all out all over again.
And I don't have anything out. But I do, because I'm going to go through Happy Meal. So I'm going to use 2 paint brushes, one for the metallic and one for the regular.
I'm using just a Simply Simmons round brush, a 4 and a 6. They're ancient brushes, but for what I'm going to use them for, it'll work just fine.
I'm going to use a fake squirrel brush, right? Faux squirrel. And the 2, and then I've got a faux squirrel. I think this is a 6. Then I have this one. And then I have some really good brushes that Kathy Arbor recommended. The most expensive brushes I ever bought. And
they are really good brush. The silver black velvet.
silver, yes, they are. I tell you what, that's
I had quite a few of those, but I haven't bought any, and they pretty much have gone through the war because I watercolored so much.
Yeah. Well, I have slowly gone up the brush ladder in terms of, buying, a pack of 20 brushes for $2.99 at Walmart to, spending $10 for a brush. So I'm getting there slowly but surely, step by step. I am squirting basically waking up my paints this morning.
Yes, I gotta do.
So what's everybody doing? What are they working on recently, currently?
Are you going to play along?
Yes. I mean, it wouldn't take long for you. I don't need to squirt this. Really, it wouldn't take long if you're sitting in a crafting area.
Nope, just get out a piece of paper, your paints and your scraps.
You can use Crayola. Yes, actually, talk about inexpensive. There's a gentleman, his name is Chris Petit, and he's got a series called Watercoloring for Extreme Beginners. And he recommends this set of watercolors, and they are under $10. And this is what he uses when he teaches this class. And it comes with a paintbrush and prang. And these are called semi-moist watercolors. And these aren't wet. They just look like they're wet. They kind of look like these over here. And so these are, but they're a little bit more than the Crayola ones.
Nettie is working on Christmas cards. Gail's working on a soul vessel. And Andrea is making an autumn journal.
Oh, how lovely. That means you must have, are you going to put like leaves in it or just autumn?
Dixie's making needle books and mushroom pincushions. Oh, cool, Dixie.
Oh, that sounds
I want a mushroom pincushion.
Oh, I can just picture it.
I want a mushroom pincushion.
Oh, that'll be so cute.
It would. I'll have to check that out.
You have many leaves, yeah. I was watching Kathy Arbor the other day paint the autumn leaves. And we don't have autumn leaves here in Florida. They're green. And when autumn comes, they're green. You're putting my batch cooking in portions to freeze. Okay, that's good. Very organized. And that's very, economical too. I do, well, yeah. Now, what she did was she just picked out color combinations that she liked. And I think, she did some purples and then she did autumn stuff. And then, so I'm going to start with a green. And you want to put down a lot of water, right, Carol?
Yep.
But you don't wet the paper first.
Nope.
Just a nice juicy swatch of, these are so vibrant. You just do a nice big rectangle like so. And this is funny. This kind of, it must be on the wrong side of the watercolor paper. It kind of beads up a little. It's not. Okay, so that's that. And then quickly. I thought I had another brush here. And then I'm going to go pick up some gold. And the trick is to get the gold in there while it's still pretty wet. And you just kind of let that kind of do its thing. Just kind of leave it. Let it kind of smoosh out. And that's what you do. And it's really kind of, it's fun.
And you get dirty water really fast.
Yeah, I have 2 things of water. I can't figure out where that, oh, there it's the other brush. It rolled away, you little stinker, you. Okay. Much better if you have 2 brushes, one for the gold and one for the.
And then when it's wet, you'll see that it flows. The gold will flow through.
Yeah. And I'm going to do another green. Look how that, oh, wow, look at that green. It's so rich. And then you can put, like, it doesn't have to be gold. It can be another color.
Yeah, it could be another metallic or another paint.
Yeah, I tried another metallic.
Now,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I don't have any metallic, talking about metallics. So what I'm using in place of metallic watercolor is a Speedball Gold ink, and this is really old. So I had added some water into it to reconstitute it again. So that's what I'm using. Go ahead, Ann. You know your different colors. Sorry.
What? Oh, that came out nice. I like that.
You were talking about you can use different colors.
Yeah, whoops, I didn't clean that. Oh, darn it. Now I got a little. That's not cool. Oh, well. This is not really wet enough, but like a yellow, which I unfortunately got a little green, and so now it's a yellow green, which is a color I do believe. A real color, right? I think there's a yellow green. And then I'm going to add just a little blue. Let's see. Just give it a little. So it's really, it's a swatch. I can't say that word.
Yeah.
It's a swash, but really it's not a swash. So it's called the PhD project half done. Oh, I like that. Gosh.
Allison says she has lots on the go and she's finishing Tunisian squares and she's always jumping from one project to another. Yes, aren't we all?
Yeah, a lot of people do that, and I'm becoming that way as I get older. Was the type of person. I was the type of person that once I started something, I felt compelled that I had to finish it. Now, not so much. It's like,
but it keeps you from getting bored too.
Yeah, that's true. And then when you get bored, I mean, for me, then I get frustrated, and then things just go to hell. I mean, in a handbasket. You know what I mean?
Gail says, and it's like the word watch, just with
I
an S
know.
in the front.
I know. Didn't they have a Swatch watch for a while? Wasn't that a company that made watches?
Oh, I don't know.
Swatch watch? So let's see what would happen if I added just a little green in here. Well, it's the same thing. I don't know. Let's see.
I'm making my little squares a little bit smaller today than I did last time.
Oh, and I'm making mine a little bit bigger. You remember the swatch watches. They were big, right? And they came in like tin can. They came in like really cool boxes, as I recall. All right, let's do this.
Oh, Mitzi's painting pages in a mini notebook for a class she just signed up for.
Ooh, what's the name of the class? Share, spill.
That's what Andrea asked her. What class?
Yep. I'm all about signing up for classes, never doing them, but signing up, I'm right there.
I wish I could. I enjoyed doing classes.
I mean, some of them are really, Kathy Berg just took a class that she really got a lot out of, and it cost $10, which I think is
that's not bad.
That's reasonable. This one goes. Uh-oh. Oh, that should be Sun. Setting up a wow date, I think.
Let's
see. Okay. Did you hear
that? On
that. Oops.
Alicia Burke's class. She signed up for 2. Heard it from Kathy. Alicia Burke's.
Okay, that's the same one that she was talking about, because I heard about it from Cat, right? Okay, and that's the woman's name, Alicia Burke, right? Yep.
Oh, now what color?
Okay. Play wild this afternoon. Yes. 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 And then you know what he said? Good luck at your show. I hope it is
Oh,
well. Well, come on in, Dave. We can all say hi to you.
that's sweet. $10 was all it was. Now it's 50.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Oh, well, Dixie, the Lego, it's a sad, 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 sad story. And this is a nice little diversion because the Lego, I'm working, but I've had a lot of words with my Legos, and I've turned a children's toy into an X-rated toy because my language that I'm using while I'm building this Lego would not be Lego-esque. Let me just put it that way.
It almost flew to the trash can.
Yes, it almost found its way to the floor. I was going to tell you, Nettie, that actually I don't want to bother Penny because I actually figured it out, and I figured I was going to tell you that the issue that I had with trying to put the fenders on, I figured that out. I solved that problem, and then the two pieces that I thought were missing, I found, because I had put them in the wrong place. I mean, most of this is my error. I mean, I have to blame me, which makes it even more frustrating. But when I couldn't find these pieces, how many of you ever had a conversation? Well, I'm sure many of you had conversations, but sometimes when I get really upset, I have a conversation in my head as if I'm talking to the company. And so I had this dialogue in my head talking to the Lego people. And I had my rant all set. I had my rant the dialogue all figured out. And I was going to say, I've been putting Legos together for 50 years. And this is the worst Lego kit I have ever seen. Missing pieces and, blah, blah, blah. But I found the pieces. On one, I didn't find the pieces, but I was able to substitute a piece.
There's my first one.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Oh, that looks so awesome. I have room for two more.
I used gold as a base one and then added red onto the gold.
Okay, I did that yesterday, and I think I'm going to do that too today because I have a really nice, so relatable. Yeah. Well, I have to tell you now. I mean, in the olden days when I was putting Legos together with my kids, I mean, you would stick them together, right? And they were stuck. Now you go to work on one part, and I'm doing the Ford pickup truck, and I'm working on one part, and then the whole fender falls off. And I put the fender back on, and then the other fender falls off. I mean, it's just like, and they don't seem to have as many points where you stick them together. The design is, at least in my experience, I'm having a lot of things just fall off and not fit. So, and it's supposed to have wheels that turn. When you turn the steering wheel, they're supposed to turn the wheels, right?
Yeah.
And that's a series of gears, obviously. And the one gear doesn't fit. There's no way that gear goes in there. And so I just said, screw it. I don't care whether I can steer the wheels or not. Now, some Legos, when you build them, you can play with them. You can't play with this. This is going to be, don't you even look at it because it'll fall apart. Hi, Safia. Good afternoon.
Hi, Sophia. Thanks, Andrea. Mitz, Nettie. Yes, my color palettes that I love are the gem tone colors. I love deep colors. So you'll find a lot of my palettes and my pictures pretty much go that way. And then for accents on those deeper rich colors, I like to use a fluorescent or a brighter color to give the pop to it. Hi, CB. Good morning.
Hi, Carol. All right, there's my first one. So it's kind of, by some of the goals, I like these. Whoops, I like the first one. And after that, it kind of goes downhill. I think I'm going to, are you working on a second one while the first one dries? Are you going to dry?
Yeah.
And
Yes, I'm letting it do its thing. So
natural? Okay. Natural.
I figured make the second one right away. And then
all right. Okay.
The first hour would be painted. The second hour would be glued.
You know what I'm going to do? If I can. I'm so bad with colors.
Oh, I just put the same color on this one. Well, how about that? I must like that color.
Yeah, I actually made some color combinations that I really like based on a color wheel. Oh, I know what color I didn't. Oh, I know. Maybe I can. I have a color wheel because I don't know much about colors. And it's something that won't stick, Some people can just rattle off and they can just say, well, yellow and blue makes.
Yeah, green.
Green. And then red and blue makes purple. And they just can rattle off. They just know all these combinations. And I understand that that's obviously years and years of doing colors, right? But for me, that information doesn't stick. And I don't, there's some things that I do and I just remember it. And, a lot of times you'd say, well, that's because you're really interested in it. Well, I am interested in learning this and I just can't, I don't know whether I'm making any sense or not, but it just doesn't, I have to constantly check my references. I can't, they're not there naturally in my feeble. So there's purple.
I really like how that gold swirls in.
Yes. That's the ink, right?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? So that's India ink, right? Basically. It's acrylic. It's acrylic.
Acrylic calligraphy ink, dip pen ink.
I'm just wondering what would happen if you put not just each color, but the color combos. Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Because you have to do the swatch because you don't and really something like this is really kind of not it's a swatch, but it's not because I mean if you were really to do a swatch, you would start out really dark, right? And then lighten it. So you'd see all of the range of the. Oh, I like that purple. That came out good. I was looking for the purple. I was looking for you. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go.
Oops, I made a boo-boo. Doesn't matter if you make a boo-boo. It really doesn't because with your Next step, it'll fix boo-boos.
You just get a Band-Aid out.
Yeah, I did a little swatch for my Paul Rubens, and you can see Paul Rubens didn't actually come with a name. These are his granulating colors, but I love them because they were so dark, and I thought they would be perfect for forests and pictures like that. I just love the gem tones, so that's all I can say.
When you say gem tones, is that just means a series of dark colors, or is that a brand?
Yeah, it's the gems like ruby,
Oh, okay. All right.
purple, the emerald green, the dark emerald greens, and the sapphire blues, the dark gemstone colors.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. Now I know.
Yes, they are about 2 inches wide mitts.
Yeah, that's the size that she recommended, was 2 inches wide.
Andrea says artists have to say you have to do a swatch chart to understand your colors.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
And of course, this is something totally
I had
plain.
I had swatches for this palette. This is for my what's in here? Holbein and M. Graham. I did have swatches, but then it got all messed up and so I threw it away. Now I just kind of test a color. Andrea says she always thought the jewel tones as the adult palette. I love the jewel tones. I always loved the rich colors, the rich color. So now this one's almost dry. This one is saturated wet. And I did make a boo-boo on it, and that's okay. And you'll see it just ran down a little bit on that reddish color, which is not a problem. This is once it dries and we do the next step, it'll cover it up.
Well, what I did was I literally started over here in the purple, and then I just went from purple to this color to this color to this color, just went right down. And then I guess I should have started up here, but now I'm going to go across. And look how beautiful these are. That purple is, I mean, when you look on it, it looks like it's black.
Put that up there to dry.
And I love blues. Any color blue. Blue, blue, blue.
Right. I'm going to mute so I can dry this. I even got the hair dryer out.
I'm going to have to do the same thing when you're done. Let's see, Carol, I always see adult pound. Yes. Yes. When you said that, I'm thinking maybe the male adult, the family jewels. All right. Now we'll go to this blue. This paint, this Sataki's. Yeah. Yes, exactly, Safia. Especially on the darker ones, you cannot tell at all what the darker ones are until you do a swatch. I bought these several years ago, and they're just so rich. I know my mind is, well, the family jewels, right? I'm going to use this color. Makes sense to me. All right. And then let's pick up this blue. These are just so, look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? These all have a name except they're in Chinese. Not Chinese, they're in Japanese. And I can't read Japanese, and they have a number. So this is number 64. And I'm sure somewhere I can tell you. It's blue. We know it's blue.
I'm going to have to go back and listen to what you had said. That was so funny.
Oh, it wasn't. I was just talking about what. It's Andrea's fault.
It's Andrea's fault.
Yeah, Andrea got me in trouble.
Hey, it's not me this time. It's not me this time. It's Andrea's fault.
Well, she was talking about something to do with adult jewels, right? Palette.
Oh.
And I said, well, I was thinking of the family jewels. That's what I was thinking.
Never a dull moment. Never a dull moment.
No, it's Andrea's fault. She got me in trouble. Andrea made me say it. Okay. That one's there. When I look at these, I know they're rather redundant, but in this, if you look at, I'm looking through here, I'm looking through here down to here. It looks like a map, like of the globe. See, kind of. Yeah, it's horrible. All right, we can put the paint away, but don't cover this up when it's wet, or else. Now, this is the hard part. Now, when you watch when you watch Joey, she has everything. Oh, she's so neat. She has everything, a pile of labels and a pile of words and a pile of this and a pile of that, right?
Yeah, and the last one, I just watched her last one, and she has everything in nice little dishes.
I know, these cute little dishes and bowls, and
there's what I have mine in. Everything's like dumped into a plastic bin.
Yeah, well, you saw mine. Mine's all in one of my drawers from my scrap box. And I did manage to, and it was not easy. Uh-oh. There it is. Now, the other thing she does for you is she shows up. She always has a how-to sheet. And when she's doing her stream, she'll show it like this. Here, you can take a picture. All right, that's it. So you can't really take a picture. You can go to, I'm sure you know this, but if you go to Joe DeFee Pinterest, you can find this with the how-to list. So I printed it out. So we cut strips of paper, and we did that. She used strips roughly 2 inches wide. Cut a few strips in advance. Okay, we did that. Arrange paints, brushes, and water around you. We did that. I had it all arranged around me. Paint color swatches along the strip using power-packed color combinations. Well, that's, I guess, for the viewer or the artist. If you have it, add metallic paint. When the strips are dry, decorate them, but avoid covering the stunning swatches. I like to add the following in this order: words and phrases. Excuse me. Cut either from magazines, digitals, or books. So she does word phrases first, and then colored paper and washi tape, tiny book pages, images from sources which reflect the colors chosen. So she writes this out. I'm sure everybody in here is aware of this wonderful woman, but if you're not, you're in for a real treat. Oh, good morning, Rebecca. Good morning, Barb. So nice to
Morning.
see you. She has, and for every project she does, she's got one of these.
I just did one extra step that she didn't do.
What?
I just took a script stamp and went down my.
Yeah, I saw that. That's like a really good idea. Yeah.
Rather than having it be just. Not that it's going to show much, but if it does, if the white does show like in spots, it'll have a little bit of script on it. I think that would look cool.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, she doesn't use stamps in this. I was just looking to see whether she even used stamps, but she didn't.
I I went rogue.
No, Karen. No.
Do what you like on your papers.
Do it
You
my
put the
way.
process and the concept, but you can add to it and make it prettier to your
Do it
liking.
my way.
Yeah, my way.
My way. Me and Frank, my way. Do
So
it your way. Do it my way.
I just
All right. So I have.
what I wanted to do. Hi, Kathy Whitney.
Hi, Kathy Whitney. So this is from the Nedster. And oh, don't look at my address. I mean, I don't know why people get all pissy about addresses, but that's a personal thing. I mean, I think my address is not unlisted. Look. First off, I love these elephant stamps. These are so cool, Nettie. That's a cute. And Becky had those too, so I'm saving that. That's going on here.
I got a flower.
You got a flower? I got a flower too, so there.
Oh,
And these are like gold because they're transparent and you can see. But I'm gonna start with phrases and letters and words first because I'm gonna follow the geography. And I had somewhere in here. How did you stick down your material?
glue stick, but today I have my hot glue gun stuck on.
Oh, serious. She got out the hot glue
So
gun.
yeah, so because I found
That's
on these, well, they were coming unstuck because they were thicker and so
yeah.
you can use, well, this I think would be good for yes paste actually, but
I don't have.
your glitter glue would be perfect, your little with your fine liner, or you can use your glue stick or double-sided sticky tape.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody has it all. I got it all out.
Yeah.
All except I don't have glitter glue.
Okay. I'm gonna mute because I'm going to
Dry.
gun.
So I kind of take the concept one step further, and I just do what I feel is what I'm looking for. I like her concept, and I'm just basically adding to her concept. So it's not really changing a whole lot, but I'm experimenting, and experimenting is fun. So I'm sure everybody does that with whatever you have, any kinds of paints or whatever. You're going to experiment and see push the limits and enjoy your art. Like, you don't have to follow everything to a T. Just enjoy it. Just enjoy it. So I'm going to root through some of the stuff that I have here that I've used before, And I also have some stuff from Nettie, and I'm thinking this might be a sticker. I'm not sure. Yes, it is. So what I'm going to do is, because I want to use this on a couple of different things, I'm going to take and cut this right in half because I want to use it on different areas to give some stability to my newspaper. Oh, that's true, Barbara. If you don't want to follow it to the T, there's 25 other letters that you can follow it to. Yes, pick and choose what you like. Pick and choose what you like. If you don't have something, substitute it. That's fine. You can substitute whatever you want. You don't have to, just have fun. That's the most important thing when you're arting, is just have fun.
Okay, so which means I'm going to follow it to the Z.
All the way to the Z. Yeah, go through all the alphabet. Do them all. Do them all.
Right. All right. Admit one. And these neat stamps that Nettie sent. Okay.
But we've done that all along with our Inspired By series that we've done. We gave you the basics and then expand with it. Use your imagination and just run with whatever you like to do. That's the way I like to look at things. Use your own imagination. Take it that extra step. And then you can call it your own.
Yeah, I agree, except sometimes I just don't feel that well, it's hard to, how do you define creativity? I don't know.
Well, it's whatever happens between your brain and your hands. That's creativity. It's whatever you're
good. That's a great definition, because I think about that.
Just do what your heart and your soul want you to do. It's not rocket science. It's not black and white. You have to do what your heart wants. It's what makes you happy. Your creativity is what makes you happy.
Or miserable, depending.
If it's pertaining to Legos.
Yes. Well, and honestly, there's really no creativity in Legos.
No, because you have
not when you're building a kit.
You have no choice.
Building your own thing, then you can do. But when you're building a kit, you're kind of locked.
You have no choice with a kit.
No,
even if it doesn't work out proper.
Right. And it's it's considered an expert build, and I would say it's probably the most difficult thing I've ever done. I would definitely agree with that. And that makes it frustrating because it's not going.
But even with these, she gave you the concept, She gave you the concept, and not one of these is going to turn out alike. Not one.
No.
It's your creativity. She gave you a process of what she's done, but everything that you pick and choose is your own.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to try using this glue. And this is true. So when she first starts out, she just puts it on the edge and has it overhang. But again, that's what she did. Pieces of text. Well, here.
Kathy, her heart wants to too many projects all at one time. I know.
I know.
Exactly, Andrea. It's the definition is whatever happens between your brain and your hands, that's your creativity. That's your heart, your soul. Whatever happens, happens. And
Yeah.
everybody's is different.
Yep.
Everybody's is different. I'm going to do something even more different because somebody, I think it was Mika early on, said, "Oh, they look like bookmarks."
Yes.
So I'm going to take, I found this little piece that Becky sent me in some happy mail, and I'm going to put it on here at the top and create a little holder, a little bookmarky thing.
Oh, that'll be nice.
Yeah.
These would, yeah. Well, mine would be really a big bookmark, but I thought bookmark too. But I'm just gonna add a little, since I got some green here, punch that out. I'm gonna circle. Now, if you follow Joe DeV, a lot of her things, Joe DeV, yeah.
Joey, if you follow Joey.
Yeah, I'm just going I'll call it Joey. I hope she's not offended. No, I know she's not.
It's easier.
Yeah. I think she said that in the past. Just call her Joey.
Yeah.
The last time when we did our Inspired by Joey and we did those envelopes out of the,
Yep.
and you hashtagged her and she actually wrote a nice comment back to Carol. I thought was
Yeah, she did. And that's really nice when somebody does that.
Yeah.
And I think it's important because interaction is important.
And this whole thing that we're doing is right. It's part of a collab with about 6 other artists. Some of them I'm familiar with.
Yeah.
And it's the slow, fast stitch thing, or slow, no, fast, slow. Well, you know what I mean. And there's a whole bunch of them.
Andrea says, "Anne, doing the Lego thing for fun? Because it doesn't sound like it's fun. Don't hit me, Anne." It's, oh my gosh, it has changed from kid friendly to adult only.
Yes.
Our channels are adults. It's not made for kids.
No.
It's for us to enjoy.
Well, yes, and I am talking so much nicer than I normally talk. Carol can attest to that, but
Yeah,
this is
we're really alike more than people know.
yeah. I mean, but it's out of respect for everybody in here that I keep my
P's and Q's under control.
Yeah, I guess that's what. Yeah. And P's and Q's, I think, means pints and quarts or something. So don't drink. I think that's where P's and Q's come from. When you hear expressions and you wonder where they came from, and this is totally off the wall, but my cat Lily was sitting in my chair yesterday because I stood up, and she hasn't been herself, but so I was petting her, and I said to her something about, what does a cat have your tongue? Are you familiar with that expression?
Yes.
Where
Yeah.
the hell did that come from?
I don't know.
Think about it. The cat's got your tongue. Can you picture a cat grabbing hold of a tongue? I can't. I was going to look it up and tell you where that expression came from, because when you think about it, that's really an odd expression. Oh, what's a cat got your tongue? Well, I don't. Those are the type of things that I think about. Oh, you think an evening stream? Yes, would be fun. Well,
We might just do that.
you might do that. I wanted to have a crafting with me and Tito. Tito is the brand vodka I drink, so I thought I would like to craft with Tito.
Oh, that's cool. I've got some papers now from Happy Mail from Alicia. Everybody knows Alicia. Alicia Oxford. Alicia.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I pulled out of her Happy Mail. And I've got Janet Happy Mail, and I've got Nettie Happy Mail, and I'm still looking through some more. So, and I think I'm going to go with the double-sided sticky tape because it just seems to want to stick better.
Yes, the thumbs up would be great. Here, I'm going to go over and give myself a thumbs up. Yay, I got one. You know what I think? Oh, I got this swash from Janet. I could sew that on there, couldn't I?
Oh, yes. Oh, those cluster thingies. Cluster thingies would be awesome on these too.
I think I might. Well, maybe I'll put a little glue and then I will sew it on. A little. Well, we were talking about that yesterday. When Mary had the Friday night thing once a month, I was part of that, and that really was my first time where I had a regular, once a month exposure on YouTube, and I missed
her live videos. I know. I enjoyed that.
I missed it. I was very, I was sad when it stopped because it really.
It was fun. It was in the camaraderie through everybody with being the lives. I really enjoyed that.
Yeah. And the Saturday morning ones are great too. They're fun, but they're not live. It's just not the same. But you're going to do those, right, Carol?
Yes, I am actually.
You're going to join the Saturday morning crowd. Yeah.
Yes, I am. Next month, the Fourth Arts Saturday, I will be playing along with everybody.
And this, I had cut out a butterfly. Oh, that came out. And this month's theme was history, right?
Yes. Yes, and I'm looking forward to next month.
Taffy is saying putting After Dark on a stream in the gaming world means it will not be kid family friendly. There may be swearing, etc. Yes. Yes. I would imagine there would be. Some of those gamers are very serious.
Oh, CB looked up that word, the cat get its tongue. Cat got your tongue. It's estimated that the origin dates back to the Middle Ages. One legend has it that a witch's cat would steal a person's speech so that the sighting could not be reported to the authorities.
Oh, so the cat's got your tongue was them making you mute. Huh. Interesting. Well, I figured, because poor cats really took a beating during the Middle Ages. People were very suspicious of them, and they did all sorts of horrible things to the poor kitties. So that doesn't surprise me that it would be witches and in the Middle Ages. That just seems to be. So it basically meant rendering somebody speechless, I guess, right?
Could be.
Cat's got your tongue. So it would be a witch's. I don't know. It's just an odd. Now, where did she type that? Because that's not coming up in my.
Chat.
Huh. My chat is like really Well, there's a real lag between my and Janet. Hello, Miss Janet. Hi, Janet.
Hi, Janet. She just came in.
So this is, oh, that's pretty. I think this is a Janet. And I gotta get some Nettie in here.
I'm adding some washi tape, and I don't know if she used washi tape, but I'm
Yes, she
adding
did.
washi
Yes, she
tape.
did. She did. She did.
Okay.
She did use not washi tape.
Just a bit of washi tape.
She had some really cool washi tape. It was wide washi tape, and with text on it and flowers and things like that. And she tore it in thin strips and just put little, I mean, like a little piece here and a little piece there. And I can do that because I have some washi tape. Oh, I actually used it. Oh, see, I've got here's some Nettie washi tape that I saved on the back of the envelope. People would think we're absolutely crazy when we save this stuff. And here we are, right?
Yeah. I have it too from Nettie, that what she
Look,
used.
here's that little fragile.
Yeah. And the other thing that's kind of cool on Happy Mail that I like to use that comes on is the this has a pretty insides too on this.
Oh, look at this one. This
Is
is
the
awesome.
airmail sticker. I love the airmail sticker.
Yes. On Janet's, yes.
Yes.
The Royal.
Royal Mail.
See, look at these. Aren't these are just perfect. John Peters ice coupon.
Good morning, Kathy Cowell. Hi, Journey.
Oh, good morning, folks. Thanks for stopping by. We are doing the official name of what we are doing is, I will tell you, watercolor strips using basic supplies by Joe DeVie. And I will put the link to her YouTube video in the description box after the video, or you can go to Joe DeVie at Pinterest, or is it the other way around? Pinterest at, I don't know.
At YouTube?
No, on her name. And then you'll see all of her. Now, I was telling Carol, look at these ladies. They're going to look very
Elegant.
very snazzy. Did you get these? These are Nettie ladies.
Yes, I did.
And I
That's
know what
my
Nettie
only people, and I've been hoarding them.
I know, I have too, but it's time to. This is a good place for them. This is
Yes, I've been hoarding them.
well, this is a good place for them right here. And I think these came from Maddie at Spectrum Art Creations because I remember her selling them. Nettie's here. She must. Oh, they're stickers? Oh, okay.
Oh,
Ooh.
that's even better yet. Actually, I'm going to cut the white off her, though.
Yeah, I figured I wouldn't. I'm lazy.
Oh, yes, they are stickers. That's
They,
cool.
oh, they are. Oh, well, I don't know. I know Nettie wouldn't lie to us.
Way to go. These are so cool.
Oh, thanks, Nettie. Stickers rock.
These are my only people, and I'm using them. Actually, I took a photo of everything so I can print.
Isn't that brilliant? I saw her. She laid out all of this ephemera on a piece of paper and took a picture of it. So now when she prints it out, she gets to use it all over again. Because now
So I could actually print it out on a sticker paper.
Yes, you could.
Create more stickers.
Yeah, you could. And you know, this lady's transparent. I can see the yellow behind her.
Oh, cool.
That's cool. That's very cool. All right. Now I got to let's see. I got some Becky stuff in here and Janet stuff in here. Oh, I got a little bit of. Oh, ooh, oh, oh! Look at this. Oh, this is. I got the trifecta. I got a postage stamp and
Oh, nice.
washi and a wee bit of the Queen.
Ooh, you're getting extra royal.
Extra royal, yeah. So we got to have the Queen. Long live the King. People were telling me, I guess it was Gail that mentioned how ugly the poor King Charles's portrait on the new royal postage looks. Well, he's not a very attractive man to
I
begin with.
was hoping that the Queen would have bypassed Charles and given it to William.
I thought that was going to happen when he was, when the whole thing with him and Camilla, whatever her name is.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, back in the day, didn't Edward have to abdicate the throne because he married Wallace?
Yeah.
She was a divorced.
Changed a lot of bit over there.
Yeah. She was a an American, and wasn't, I'm sure Camilla,
Yeah,
whatever.
wouldn't let people marry other people way back when.
Yeah.
Because of their rules.
Mm-hmm.
The royalty, anyways.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, these scissors are about done. They don't want to do, the points don't work anymore. They're so old. All right, now let's unsticker.
Stick that there. I think I'm getting full. But now you're supposed to have a vocal point.
A focal point, yeah.
I always say that wrong. Focal.
Yep.
Faux, not vocal. As
Right.
in, oh, that's vocal. No, faux. Focal. Now, she had butterflies. I have napkin butterflies. So I might stick these down because they'll go down clear, you know what I mean, Vern?
Oh, look at that. Isn't that sweet?
Ooh, look at her. That looks, and that's, I love that. Is that material that you have there?
Where? This?
Above her.
No, this came from Alicia. Alicia sent me some of her dyed papers and stamped papers, and I tore bits and
how
pieces.
cool is that?
So yeah.
Oh, wow.
That is so cool.
Hi, Deb. Deb popped in.
Yeah.
I have my watercolor.
So.
My watercolor, my napkin thingy. This came in something. I don't know what it came in, but it's a thing that has water in it, and it's, you can go around the napkin and, do the water thing. And this just works like a charm. Oops, like magic.
A little bit more washi tape.
Well, I'm in a football pool, and I've told you about that. And last week, oh my God, I blew almost every single game, and there were all these, horrible showing. So hopefully,
who's Katie Cat? Do you know who Katie Cat is?
Katie Cat. Katie
It-
cat or Calico?
Yeah.
Well, Loca just told you who she was.
Yes. I don't know. It came royal mail. Okay, Loca. I'll be right back. Holy moly. I'll be right back.
That's Loca telling Carol that she has to go out. It's very quiet in the McDonald household. I'm gonna stick that there. Yeah. Yeah. It's so hard to glue napkins down though. I'm just Katie cat. I don't know. She had to go. Jughead. Oh, is she? Uh-huh. So I guess well, that you could hear that, right? And Jughead is responding to Loca. Loca is singing the call of the wild. Apparently, according to Carol, Loca doesn't, she's not a barker the way that Luna was. Yes, a serious dog has a serious thoughts to share. Definitely. I don't want to put too much glue because I'm going to sew. I don't want to cover up too much. Oops. Yeah, I don't like that. I'll flip that under. That was not happy with that, but that's okay. All righty. And I think I'm pretty much filled up. I got a little, I guess I can put some washi tape. I forget. Oh, that's me creaking. My creaking bones. Ooh, I know. You know, it's amazing, right? When you're working, how the work area just gets smaller and smaller and smaller until you're down to. I took some Muslim and some stamps, and I stamped out little phrases. So, joy. I love the word joy because it's short and to the point. And maybe those will be. I don't have my word. My word for the 2022 was hope. I must have used them all because I know I stamped out a bunch of hopes. Oh, there they are. Hope. Believe. Well, maybe I'll just do that.
All righty.
You all squared away?
Yeah.
Joy, hope, live.
Exactly, Journey. She had to go now.
Right. There's no. Those are things you can't put off.
Mika, Call of the Wild or Call of the Lou? Oh, that's funny.
I think I'm ready to sew, and I'm going to sew. These are going to be my focal points. Joy, hope, believe. Or should it be believe? I'm just going to stitch right here. And I'm going to bring out my little sewing machine that I love. Hi, Mrs. Gigi. I love this sewing machine. I talk about it all the time. I don't have a name for her because she came with no name. She's a nameless generic sewing machine from Amazon. So I guess she's an Amazon orphan or child. She's tiny and light. Good morning, Aunt Bex. And she does, I can sew paper and cardboard. And I've even done hemmed a pair of pants.
Oh, wow. You've been busy with your machine.
I know, because it's got a little slit here under the thingy, so you can stick a sleeve underneath that. I know there's a word for that, I'm sure. All right, so I'm going to go straight down the middle. I'll mute because this does make some. This is not a silent running. This is a loud running machine. So I will mute myself. So Carol will entertain you.
Yes, I will. And what I like to do when I get to a point where I think I have enough stuff and it's not overly thick on mine, I like to go in with the little brush and some of my archival inks and go around the edge. I like to do that before I do anything. And I'm using brown, the brown color, which is ground espresso. And I'm going to go around the edges. Oh. And that way it takes a little bit of the white off and it gives it a nice little color on the edge. And then I want to go in, and before I do my stitching, I also want to do a little bit of splats and a little bit of mark making beforehand. You can do that, or you can just go straight to the machine like Anne is doing. My machine I cannot carry out here because it's a treadle machine and it's in the other room. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of toning down the white so it's not as prominent. I kind of like the off white color, so it's not as stark. But yeah, then once I've done that, I'm going to take and go get the black because I want the edge a little bit darker than the inside, and just make sure my edges get that extra little bit of right on the edge part. And then I will go to the back and do on the back some with the brown. So that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of really giving the edges a look that they stand out. This one's probably too far out on that side, but it is what it is. If you don't like it, you can if it's too far out, you can always, and I think I will. I'm going to trim some of this down because I don't like it sticking out that far. I think it will break off because the papers seem a little brittle. So what I'm going to do is then I'm going to go back in and do my edges again, because then it takes that white away.
That's what I'm going to do too. I got to do the inky thing. I find my little inky brush.
Yeah,
it's over here.
So. It's a nice look. I like to use both the brown and the black, because the brown, I make it go in just a little bit further. And then when I come back with the black, it adds just that little extra touch of oomph on the edge.
What happened to my ink? Gosh, it's always here. Always right here. That is so weird.
You used it yesterday.
I know. Where was that? There's no place other than right there for it to be. And that's just so, it always sits here. Oh my gosh. I mean, we know that this is the crafters, it was, the crafters saying is it was right here. How many times
It
it,
was.
it was right here. All right, it's fine.
So all the little touches that you do afterwards also add to. And before I do my next splats with things, I'm going to go in with my marker.
Be that way. Fine. Okay. Be that way. I'm gonna grunge it up, right?
Yeah, I like it that way.
Yeah, I do too. Just get rid of the white.
Yeah. And then you can do doodles go down, little scribbles, and it just creates a whole nice little look.
I didn't. Yeah, I like the doodles. I didn't do doodles, but I like the idea of doodles. And the other things, the things that the paper outpost lady uses, those little dot things. I don't know how that would look on this, but that's a possibility too. We'll grunge up the. Yeah, that makes it. Yeah, that gets rid of some of the whiteness. It's like someone stepped on it in the parking lot. That I like that.
All right, everybody, let's take your art outside and have it stomp. Let's play the stomp.
That's right. Let's put it in the parking lot and say, have a sign, walk over, please.
And I know they do make stamps with these kind of wiggly lines and background stuff, but I thought about making the stamps but then I also like doing my own little thing because each time I do it, it's different. It doesn't look the same.
Right. I've got those, and I have those stamps that you're talking about. But it's fun to use the stamp, but it's fun to do your own. Now, you're doing that before the splatters, right?
Yeah. Yeah, because I don't want my marker getting all clogged up with stuff.
Oh, that's a good point. Lily, I'm not feeding you. It's in the middle of a stream. You have to wait 15 minutes.
But you can see, as we're going through, you put stuff on both sides, a couple things in the middle, and you can still see your swatches in the background, your color peeking through.
There they are. See, right there, and there, and there, and there, and there.
See the gold? Yep.
There. And she also put pieces of bright colored paper, which I didn't do. I forgot.
I didn't do this time, but I did add some kind of bright stuff last time with that sticker. So
I did on the one I did yesterday. I had these pieces of bright orange, but I didn't do that on this one. And now I don't. That's okay. I have no room for it. I got this. I got some bright.
You can always go back in and with paint or marker and add.
Oh, that's true.
Add some color or extra stuff to it.
Right. And I'm gonna do the stamps just because.
But look how different ours are. Look at the styles. It's the same but different.
Yeah, we basically followed the same.
Yeah, it's the same but different. And that's what's so much fun about all the different things that she comes up with or other people come up with. It's the same but different.
And I forgot to tell everybody I started to tell what I was going to do, and then I got distracted. My overall, the big picture on this is I'm going to make, and it's been done before, and I'm sure you've seen it done, but I'm going to make a junk mail, not a junk journal, but a junk mail journal. And I get so much junk mail. It's ridiculous. And I didn't get my mail for 2 days, and I have a stack of just junk mail. And I'm going to make a journal out of that. And then I'm going to go back and through my lives, and I'm going to be doing Jodafe's, all of the little things that she does that, that are meant to go into journals. I'm going to be inspired and makes a lot of those things and stick that in my junk mail journal, covering up a lot, the junk mail, turning it into art. At least that's what I'm thinking now. Now, this obviously is too long, but that's okay. I can do a fold down, or I can cut it in half, because I don't think it'll hurt to cut it in half.
No, mine are already kind of short.
Yours are already the right size.
So I just went around and outlined my girl because I wanted her to be my focal point, and I wanted mine flat. Now, if you use the butterflies like Joey did, the wings will stick up a little bit unless you put them down flat. But I outlined the girl so she stood out a little more.
I think I'm going to outline joy, hope, and believe.
Yeah, if that's what you want for your focal point, that would be perfect.
Those are the focal points. That might be I can just, I think I'll do that. I'll try. And I'm just using these little circles as the doodle.
And now, and I started doing some on my newspaper as well, and it will stiffen up as you glue stuff around onto the sides, or you can actually put something onto the back. But I went and I've started adding some things to my newspaper ones because I like them that they're a little bit thinner, and you can actually use them or glue them down or cut them up or put them somewhere in a journal. So I'll be finishing making these up later, and then I'll post them in Anne's group. So if anybody, like we always say, if anybody's playing along and you've done this, please post them in Anne's group so we can all have a see.
Yes, that's so much fun to see what everybody's. Again, we basically did the same. We're going to be done. I mean, I'm going to do some splatters. I'm going to highlight the vocal point, which are going to be my words. And I don't know, we'll see how what do you think? Maybe a magic marker around, since it's material? I don't know. Ooh,
Doesn't want to squirt today. Oh, I squirted earlier, but now it doesn't want to squirt.
Because it's out of ink, probably.
Oh, well. I guess I'll just have to do it myself.
You tap it on your finger?
Yeah, I did. I tapped it on the...
Now take the pen and tap it on your finger. See what happens.
No, I don't want this on my finger.
Well, like this.
Oh, that way? No.
Well, you're not, yeah. Sometimes if you fling it, but then it goes everywhere.
Oh, there it goes. Come on.
Come on.
Oh, you bugger.
Yeah. I'm only good for one fling. One fling.
Yeah, pretty much. But yes, I wish I had more scraps of stuff around here. That would be great. I'm just gonna give it a couple of dots here and there. Randomness. Oh well, that's it with the white. I'm not gonna play with that no more, but I'm gonna get my gold out.
That worked out. Look, the magic marker around the words on the material worked out better than I thought. Yeah.
Now I'm going to take some of my gold.
No. Yeah.
And splat.
Fine. Good enough. Now, splat time.
I liked black.
What are we doing? Gold and a little white. And maybe a little red. And a little lily.
Oh, Journey, thanks. I'm glad everybody's enjoying the soul vessels. I'm almost out of scraps, but so it's why I'm not making a whole lot more. So I'm just doing what I can do. But yeah, eventually I would like to make a couple more. I have some. I'm going to be selling mine though. I enjoy the process of making them, but I can't keep everything. Like I have no room.
But you can barely see that.
So there we go. And this was a piece of ribbon that was in Becky's Happy Mail. We've got Alicia Happy Mail. We've got Nettie Happy Mail.
Yeah.
And we've got Janet Nash Happy Mail. And we've got Christy Biddleson Happy Mail on there. And that came out beautiful. I love it. So there we go.
I had to turn the air on, folks. I'm so disappointed, but oh, that was a juicy one. Holy mackerel.
Uh-oh. Oh, thanks, Kathy. But you make them too, so you make those too. Bye, Kathy.
I want to make one, but I want to do mice, and I have owls to make, and mice to make, and Legos to make, and junk mail journals.
So you have enough stuff to keep you super busy.
Yeah, there, I think I'm done. Let's see. Yeah.
This was a Janet Nash Happy Mail, and she's already put it on double-sided tape. And you know what I'm going to do?
Oh, I'd stick it right, cut it in strips.
Yep.
And just, yeah, and you can stick it on either side.
Yep. Right down the center it's going to go. Oh, I need my, is it going to cut? Yes, it will. These aren't really good fabric scissors.
Yeah, I have scissors just for sticky stuff. They're delegated for sticky stuff.
My newspaper print is where these are going to go. So I will take off that double-sided tape. Let me see, you better measure first, right? Measure before it gets too far. Yes, I want to cut this off about here. And this was from Janet Nash in a Happy Mail. And it already came this way. So this is a good idea if you want to pre-do your sides. Come on, lay down.
I mean, look at that. That's just, look at that. And that is so funny.
That's fine. Look how nice that fits on that edge. That is a great way of doing it. I mean, you can still come back in and add more, going the opposite way, or just make your line zigzag so you don't have as much of a straight edge.
And you could kind of like cut that, cut it, jaggedly cut it the other, you know what I mean.
Yep. So, and then you can also just take bits and pieces after you've already put all your scraps on your double-sided tape, and then add them just here and there instead of all the way down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's another little idea, and that came courtesy of Janet Nash.
Yeah.
You have to make sure your tape isn't too far over, though.
Oh,
Otherwise, you'll be.
this is Janet Nash stuff because it's got the double-sided.
Yeah,
Piece.
yeah. So just zigzag it.
Yeah.
Instead, otherwise, you're going to have to cover up most of your.
Well, this is just a thin piece. It's not thick like that. It's just a thin. I can just stick it out here. I'm going to work on the second one for, well, we've got 4 minutes, but.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured I would continue on here with these while
We can just wrap up here.
and wrap up. And
so my plan for next week is to, well, let me ask the people that are here. Anybody interested in here? Does anybody want to watch me make the junk mail journal? The process of putting that together, or you're all pretty journaled out? Do you want to watch me actually put it together? Yay or nay? Anybody? I have a leg here.
hi, Nettie.
Janet, yes? Okay. All righty. Bye, Nettie. Bye-bye. Okay, Dixie, thank you. Yes, 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 yes. Always fun to watch. Yes, okay. Would love to watch. Yeah, the struggle is real. I'll tell you when you do it. I'm excited now, yes, because I usually do this. I agonize and do this all by myself. So now I can share the struggle with all of you as you put together. It's not really that bad, but it is. And then, yeah. Oh, and then Saturday. Do you want to say anything about Saturday or not? You want to keep that under wraps?
I've already pre-posted my video. It's going to be the commonplace.
Right. Okay.
Book that I'm creating. So, but yes, it's already out there, so
Okay.
you can hit the reminder thing on it, so you don't miss out on what's going to happen. But that's what I have planned for Saturday is working in a commonplace journal.
And I'm going to attempt to do that also. I'm going to follow Carol and I. We've been talking about, Carol has a topic. I'm still thinking of topics, but I want to make one too. And I've been reading about them, the history of them. It's fascinating. And I'd never heard of them before. It's crazy. And they've been around since what, the 1600s?
Oh, long time. Yeah, long time.
Yeah. And it's just like, again, we all have different names for it, but back in the 1600s, they were called a commonplace book. John Locke, great philosopher, especially political philosopher, wrote a lot of the concepts that are in our Constitution. He was a huge fan of keeping a commonplace book. That's where he kept all his thoughts and notes, which just blew me away, historically speaking. And it's going to be really fun to watch Carol put hers together.
Yes, I have to get everything organized.
Yeah, that's something. Yeah, yep.
So here's all of this is the one I did today, and these are the ones I did yesterday when I played.
So pretty. Oh my, yes. And here are my 2. But if I cut them in half, I'd have 4. So, well, thank you everybody for being here again this Sunday and supporting Carol and I in our ventures into the wonderful world of crafting. And again, I will send off the link to Joda V's video for watercolor. Excuse me, I'm talking. You probably can't.
everybody for your support. We really appreciate it. And please, do come back. And if you missed something, and leave a comment in the below the video after you've watched.
Comments are great. Yes.
We love hearing from you and what you think of our ideas and what we've done.
Yes, you can. It's a great way to use paper up, Malaya. It's a challenge, but you'll see. All righty. Bye bye, all.
Bye,
Thanks for
everybody.
being here. Let's see. How do I get exit and then end broadcast? I remember that one time I forgot to end the broadcast.
Yeah.